I think we got a special group. You know, I think most coaches will say that year in and year out, but I say that in comparison to where I think other programs are and what their rosters are kind of looking like. We have a lot of depth in this group and a lot of really talented individuals, and one of the most hard working groups that we've had in our 4 seasons here. It's just a matter of like how hard we can sustain the level of work in the gym.
We are competing for a spot every day. It's like a team of 23 guys, only 7 guys or 8 guys who like manage to play the game, you know what I'm saying? So it's like competition every day.
They've won 3 championships in a row now in the MIVA, going for a 4th. I think they're certainly, in my eyes, the favorite going into the year. Ohio State's always good, Loyola will be good again, but I think if you look at the roster, what they have coming back, what they brought in Rajay, and then some of the freshmen, the depth that they have, I just think that they're certainly have to be the favorite in the conference. But what's on the line, I mean, I think this is a team that has a chance to win a national championship.
The opportunity comes, I think we'll understand what it's going to take to win. And our standard is work hard every day, give your best, and through that, you know, we'll find success.
Ball State won the serve. Rodney Morgan, number 7, will be starting off for the Cardinals of Ball State. And here we go.
I'm super honored to be a part of the history here. It's hard to not think about Ball State men's volleyball if you're a volleyball fan. Through conversation and dialogue, and you start to learn about where someone got their start or where they played or how they got into volleyball. Somehow there's a piece of Ball State weaved into those stories.
I feel like the history behind Ball State is really important, and I just want to prove to the people that came here and built the program behind us that we are still a great team and we still can do big things, and obviously we want to win the national championship. We haven't done it yet, and I think we're able to.
This may be the best roster that's ever played here. But when you consider, again, some of those teams that were molded by Coach Shondell in the late 80s, early 90s, and what this team could be compared to them, certainly I think he'd be excited if he could be here to watch them, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Janice. Tough ball! Surprise, surprise! The king is back! 2022 FIBA champions, Cali-bound, baby. We coming for you!
We've done a lot of winning in the last 3 years, but I just want to carry on with this tradition of great men, great people, and then try to achieve greatness on the court.
We're trying to prove that we are still a great program.
The more you experience those tough losses, it's easier to come to terms with the reality of high-level competition is. You can put your name in that group of teams that can compete at a high level.
The Rainbow Warriors from Hawaii are headed back to the national championship match.
If I sit around and think, damn, if we just beat Hawaii, like who wins? You know, like do we win? And if we were to beat Hawaii, do we play Long Beach and win? And like, this is a completely different narrative.
Sheehan outside, Waiter finishes the job.
I look at last year and think we lose to Lindenwood. We had no business losing to that team. Like, I think we should have won. You know, like that's my competitive nature. Playing their best volleyball late in the year, and they were constantly in the mix. You know, it's not like last year. You know, they were the team that were beating other teams to kind of elevate and break the ties between the top. But they were prepared and they're well coached.
Sheehan the set, Bonner the finish in history. Magical Meva moments in Muncie for the Lindenwood Lions.
I'll still sit here and tell you that I think we were the better team, but the better team didn't win that day. It's just all about how you respond. Like, if you set a goal and you don't hit the goal, then how do you respond?
Whenever you're smiling, there's someone crying. Whenever you're crying, there's someone smiling. It's all about, like, you know, why you get off of that. So for me, like, whenever I see my losses, I just look at it like, oh, it's an opportunity of growth. Because at the end of the day, you want to be the best you can be.
There's only so much time you could spend on dwelling on losses. You try to go back and rethink some things, but you just got to move on.
Take a deep breath. All right, Marty's got the quote for the day.
Okay, Marty, you can do it. Here we go. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success.
For teams that have been in those positions where you're losing in big matches, I also look at it and think, man, you're doing something right, and your team is doing something where we're putting ourselves in a position to compete. And for me, it's just like turn the page.
Dang, bro. Let's keep exchanging points here.
It's about not so much results, but like what is our intention in our work ethic. And if we can work hard, then everything else seems to fall in place.
Made a lot of progress from August. And so just like making sure when we get back, not stooping down to a low level, just keeping where we ended off at a high level.
I think this is the best preseason I've been a part of since being here, so it's just really awesome seeing everybody put the hard work in on and off the court.
Damn, Griff. Getting all sentimental in the group, bro. I agree with you. Chundy, how about your history here?
Damn.
Since it's been so long.
This is definitely the deepest team that I've been a part of. You know, everybody's super competitive and willing to work.
Yeah, I agree with Griff, and not so much like the best fall I've ever seen, but the best group that I've been with, I think, here at Ball State, because it's the most balanced group from 1 to 23. And not just talent, like attitude, work ethic, and we always use that Lombardi quote, the sum of who we are is what we do with what we have. And to me, that is only a true statement if we actually maximize the tools that we have in the group. And I think this group did the best of that in a preseason training. And I've never seen a group look this physical before. And that's coming from our fans. You guys got a lot of people that follow you. And every time we're interacting as coaches, they're like, damn, you got some physical guys. Everybody looks in shape. You got a lot of big arms in the gym. That's because we work our asses off in the weight room. So the hardest part is sustaining where you are today, and if you can return on the 27th like that. But let's have some fun tomorrow night. We're gonna have officials. I ask that you be respectful to the officials. Actually, challenge them a little bit because we're paying them. So like, are they gonna be good?
Probably not.
They're gonna be great. They'll be better than Coach Mike.
That's pretty low standard to say.
But no, let's let's make sure we have some fun with it, all right? And that's all I got.
I'm gonna cry. Ball you on 2-on-2. Ball you.
If anyone like is kind of intellect in the game, they should be scared of us right now. This team is like, we have all the pieces that there's a volleyball player or as a volleyball coach will be scared of if you are coming against us. I have my personal goals of like being better of my performance last year, but I just want to win.
I don't think there's been a roster constructed quite like this at Ball State. Back in the 70s and 80s, Coach Shondell was here. They went to a lot of Final Fours, but those were in the years where it was just 4 teams. It gets a little more balanced at the top in the conference, but I think when you look at all things considered, again, maybe a team that's best positioned to win a national championship compared to any other team that's ever played here.
We got nothing to lose. We're going to go out there and just have fun. But I mean, we really want to win the MIVA championship, and I think if we do what we need to do, play hard, practice hard, work hard, be focused, we will definitely win the MIVA title.
We want to get back to the tournament. You know, that is the standard. No one has won a national championship, but the stories of all the players that have come through here are about amazing people that did amazing things, that are giving back in different ways. So it's really less about like how we're going to change that legacy in terms of winning. It's can we sustain a level of character in the program that promotes the right things about the university and then win a national championship.
And we are making our way to Denver. First stop in Denver, then we go to Denver to Cali.
What's good? We just got to California. It's super warm outside. Coming from Indiana, it was snowing hella, so it's the perfect weather.
We went out there and I thought we really had a good trip as a team and had some good opportunities to connect as a group and got a chance to go see the Golden Gate Bridge. You know, we don't have a ton of time while we're on the road, but for some guys that was their first time, and just, you know, all those memories that you get a chance to kind of have with the team and get out and explore is something our staff is always interested in doing.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Burnham Pavilion on the campus of Stanford University for the start of the 2025 NCAA men's volleyball season officially.
We knew it was going to be a big game, and we came away with a sweep, which was good.
High ball for Stewie, and he is roofed. Well, Ball State's block, which had 1 through the first 2.5 sets of this one, gets 5 blocks in basically the last 10 to 12 points, and they sweep the Cardinals.
We just kind of thought, oh, we beat them in 3, we could easily do it again, and when it came down to it, they played better and we played worse.
Briette sets, and Clinton off the block. Stanford with a sweep over number 5 Ball State.
You're always going to have to play well, and when you don't, you can get beat by teams that you're supposed to be better than. Stanford did a nice job making adjustments, but our guys just missed on some opportunities, and it just was uncharacteristic, especially based on what we saw the first night.
I just think, again, we came out slow. We kind of get down and then we're like, okay, we have to turn it on. We can't always just start down and hope we come back.
And a lot of times, energy and how well your group uses excitement and, like, you know, momentum is sometimes if you're flat, the right moment will pass right by you. And a guy like Eyal does that in every single thing, man. He's always bringing that kind of energy and passion. It's just kind of how he rolls.
You know, he's not named a captain, but he is one of our biggest leaders on and off the court. He's huge in the weight room.
As we've been saying throughout like this whole year, next man up, that's just kind of our thing, you know. One guy goes down, somebody's got to fill that spot.
We play a game that you're half in air and half on the ground, and anytime your body is moving mass at that speed and velocity, when you see an injury like that, you always, your mind immediately goes to more of like the extreme, and sadly in that moment it was extreme.
It was a freak accident. No one saw it coming. I was hitting the ball and my right leg lifted up while I was floating to my right, and I landed with one leg, my left leg. I didn't realize too much of what was going on. I realized instantly my knee was facing eastward.
Based on how he landed, immediately you just knew it wasn't good. And then seeing him on the ground, you know, he's like one of the toughest, if not the toughest guy on our team. And for him to express that kind of pain, like out loud, and be on the ground for that long, I mean, already 2 seconds on the ground, you knew something serious happened, because he's usually like hits the ground, pops right back up. And when he didn't get back up, you knew something serious was going on.
They x-rayed my knee and a doc came, then medicated me enough in order to pull my leg into place about an hour after it came out. It tore my ACL, MCL, PCL with the bone, chipped my femur and my tibia, and my lateral meniscus got torn twice and flipped on itself. It's this unsober-like feeling of, you know, panic and adrenaline. I have about 5.5 more weeks until my second surgery, where they will do my ACL, and depends how my PCL looks like, they might do that one as well. And then should be looking at 6 more months after that of recovery. So shooting for full recovery by fall semester.
He's going to do things the right way to put himself in a position to get better and you know, get on this path of recovery and find a way to help in any way possible. That's the type of guy he is, and I have no doubts that he's going to do whatever he can to help this team, even though he's not going to be able to play this season.
By the first 24 hours after I got injured, I had to reply to more than 200 messages, which, you know, for me, I probably can't think about 200 people right now. But so it's very overwhelmingly good, and I feel a warm hug from everyone that sends a message and supports me and has my back and is looking forward to see me play again. It gives me a reason to push through in a way, knowing that there's so many people behind me.
We all love him so much that it's just an important thing that we want to do it for him and want to win for him.
They know that my family is some 8,000 miles away, and they know that we are a family, and so anything from cooking to rice to someone to talk to get some ice cream late at night, and I'm not sure I'll be able to find this at too many other schools.
Yeah. Make sure we don't forget about Al and Senden. He's got his did his first round of surgery yesterday, so recovered well and at home is, as we all would assume, a long road ahead. So making sure we're not forgetting about him. Big week ahead. Coach just put together a pretty detailed scout with the information that we have access to.
How are you doing, guys?
Good.
That's it?
Yep.
How are you? Fantastic. Are you talking about some BYU well?
Yeah.
Everybody feeling okay?
Yeah.
Man, without Al here, nobody answers me, huh? Okay.
So let's talk BYU. Okay, so
these guys I think are as good as any group in the country, and I'll stand by that. But in these matches against BYU, you have to be ready to compete all the time and be consistent. You're going to see a battle of a couple things. One, the left sides for both teams, carry a ton of the offense.
Between Keone and Benson, number one, they account for like 80% or something of their offense.
Secondly is this team is going to hit some serves, They're kind of a high risk, high reward type team from the service line.
Who can score at a high level, and then what team can bring the most pressure from the service line to disrupt what the other offenses are trying to do.
Any questions about anything? No? All right, let's go have a great practice.
It's a top 10 showdown in one of the best venues in all of NCAA men's volleyball. It's the number 5 BYU Cougars heading into Muncie, Indiana to take on the number 6 ranked Ball State Cardinals.
Hey, have fun, dude. Like we said, right? Like, compete.
Two great volleyball coaches going head to head tonight in week 2 of the men's volleyball season.
In the game, you have to go for it and sacrificing getting injured to get the point.
Benson from the 10-foot line. That one ricocheted, stores up. And Rogers goes over the table, right into us.
It's important for my teammates to see that all I care about is winning the game, not getting injured.
We're going to take a look and see if it is overturned. If not, the Cardinals take it. So they're going to say redo the point. Putting pressure on with the serve. Forces a rollover, and it goes out of bounds. It's Cardinal points. They stay alive and officially finish off set number 2.
Hey. Great work. I agree. Right now, it's just a lot of these kind of tight games is all about like how well you can be in control of what we're doing on our side of the net. Let all the other things kind of take care of itself. Hey, we still got one more set. They're gonna make some adjustments. Don't try to change what we're doing. Just be disciplined. All right. Good.
Started out 2-0. Everything was good. We're playing steady volleyball, and I think that you just took our foot off the gas.
Cougars would have to win 3 straight to take this match. Anything could happen.
When we needed to turn a point, we just couldn't. I don't know, maybe half the time that you hit a ball should be a point, like BYU figured out how to extend a rally.
Like Stanford, we kind of got complacent and thought, oh, we win this next set, but every good team will continue to compete.
Rocketed swing from Ian Little. BSU. Keone thin. The joust won by BYU. Going to Benson. Too high, could not handle it, and the Cougars come back from the dead and complete the comeback in set number 5. The reverse sweep for BYU.
Just when we thought they were completely out of it, the Cougars stormed back, and now tomorrow is going to be a very interesting match to see how the Cardinals respond to this heartbreak.
I think there's definitely some frustration on my end, only because I know that we're
capable of executing in the moments where we didn't do so well. I think a lot of it is just experience and learning. You know, I think we need to put ourselves in that type of environment and be faced with that kind of opponent. And that's why we schedule BYU, that's why we schedule Stanford early on in the years, because we want to bring out or get exposed a little bit on like what our strengths and weaknesses are.
One word to describe yesterday's match: wacky. Ball State looked really good in the first 2 sets, but BYU found its own.
We are doing well because of ease in volleyball. The volleyball that we do in practice, just easy, fluent volleyball. That's what we need right now.
There's a lot of lessons to learn. Ball State, they want to try to win it.
Wait for our 10. If they make a run, it's fine. We'll wait for our 10.
BYU pulled off the first reverse sweep in NCAA Division I men's volleyball this season. Cardinals trying to respond and split this 2-match set against BYU. State for the second straight evening takes set 1. Machado tries another dunk. He's stuffed, and BYU evens the match at 1 set apiece. Takes some off, and he does it! Rajay Alina's second service ace of the match, and Ball State takes set 3, 25-22.
Posed. I just think same thing, we missed a little bit. They took advantage of the opportunity and we just couldn't respond.
Just 1 set away from splitting this 2-match series.
Ball State has to close out in set 4.
BYU can really start to feel a 5th set coming. Out of the back row, and Thomas Ochema finds the hardwood. BYU 2 points away now. Match point BYU. Aline is denied. BYU comes into Muncie and sweeps this 2-match set.
Tight matches against good opponents, they can go either way. We just didn't make the plays, but I left feeling the most excited I've been for our team because I thought we matured that night. Like, we asked something very specific Thursday night. It was not a fun conversation. And then Friday night, we stuck together as a team and we battled mentally, and that in itself was a big win for us. You don't ever want to create doubt just because one part of the map or one turn didn't go the way you wanted or expected. We want to try to win the big one. Our roadmap to how we get there, you know, is always going to be changing. Our goal is, how do we make adverse situations for our group turn into positives?
We just wanted to do almost everything we've been practicing. So going into Miva, it's like the most important games that we were looking forward to. That's why even the first game of the Miva was like, yeah, guys, let's get after it, let's win.
All of the non-conference we played, we put ourselves in a good situation to start off, feeling like we could keep up with a good pace of play. There's a lot of good energy, good confidence going in, and I thought our guys were prepared to get after it.
I gotta end on a good note, but the pressure for me is just keeping my body healthy. I mean, I just gotta keep physically in good shape. I'm a banged up person, so I was trying to keep my knees healthy, so doing tons of knees over toes and shoulder mobility, simply mobility and stretching just to get me through this year. For me personally, injuries, I couldn't get out of it. Kept getting banged up. First game back after PRP shots on my knees, I rolled my ankle, then I was out for a month. Tried to play, kept getting worse. I was doing everything correct. I was doing my stretching, I was doing my mobility, I was just doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and then stuff kept happening. That's why I was confused, and that's what made me really mad.
I think he's such an important piece to what we're doing because when he is healthy, he changes a lot for that position. He's just really intriguing component because number one, is he going to be healthy enough to play a full season, and is he going to be available for us from start to finish?
Being healthy for me is one of the favorite things, but you got to put in the work to feel good and play good. Anytime you got to put in the work to make yourself feel good, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy as I can be.
Based on how he is training his body, his mentality, how he prepares for practice, I'm betting that he's gonna be all in the whole year.
I'm not even thinking about trying to add more positive energy to my game. That's just who I am. I'm always trying to smile and have fun because look around, what is there to complain about? I'm in a gigantic stadium with my boys playing volleyball, so there's nothing really much to frown about. I say to myself, or I've always heard people say, like, what are you gonna do, just quit? And then what do you do in your life? There's no quitting for me. I mean, you gotta keep on keeping on.
Purdue Fort Wayne from the outside. Finish for Caleb Lipscomb. Set number 3 on a little misdirection, and suddenly the Mastodons have Ball State on its heels.
Whenever I look at any team, like, I don't underrate any team. In the MIVA or in D1 volleyball, it's all about who came out and like who is more hungry that day, you know. Some of the things we practice is actually coming back. Sometimes even Donan in practice, he will put the scores like, we started like the other team will be having 20 and the other team will be having 23. We know the game, we know like it's gonna happen, so we worked on it.
Mr. T to finish it, and he does! Ryan Lewis with authority. Rogers. Back to him. That's it. Patrick Rogers cements his name in legacy.
We're traveling to Fort Wayne tomorrow, so I connected with Coach Cruz, who was my coach at Grandview, and said, hey, can we come in a day early, connect with you guys? Haven't seen him in a while, so we just wanted to stop by, watch a game, watch them play a little bit, and kind of connect with the past, you know.
To me, he was a huge mentor. He was a big part of why I took the job and why I continued pushing being a coach and took the job as a head coach at Grandview. As he recruited me coming from Brazil and playing for him and kind of being an assistant coach for him throughout the years, he just mentored me throughout all my journey and just kind of followed him as a mentor. So huge help all the way around.
To be a great libero, you just got to be always on your toes, quick to react. It's probably one of the positions where you're expected to be perfect almost every play. A lot of guys are bringing pace, and if you can't pass the ball, then your team can't side out and get a swing.
When I moved from Georgia my 15th year, I moved to the same club as him.
We practiced in Ocala for a club called 352. It was tryouts day and he showed up, and then my friends and I were like, who is this kid? He's so good and he seems so cool, and so we introduced ourselves. We see the game very similarly. At our club, we've always believed in like going all out, being scrappy, and I'd say all of us kind of embrace that when we play.
His defense is very, very good. He's always in the right spot, but I think his ball control and just his defensive mindset is what gets him to where he's getting all this recognition. I think it's pretty surreal that a couple years ago we didn't even know each other, and now we're at a position to where we're both going to be on the floor playing against each other.
I think we do a really good job of maintaining that friendship and not letting that get between us.
We've built a connection that's going to be lifelong. I know they're going to give us a good game, and I know what they're capable of.
The second I turn around and go back to my side of the bench, I'm zoned in. Good luck, and don't hurt yourself trying to dive into the bleachers, because I would probably do the same.
Here we go from Muncie as Lucas Machado sends it away. O's with finesse and ends set one.
Every game, the rhythm is slightly different.
It's a game of errors. Like someone has to make an error for someone to score a point. If no one makes an error, no one is scoring a point.
Lean pops it over. As Machado goes to Patterson.
All I know is that when we were blocking, I just landed, and I landed in a funky way, and my angle was feeling different. So I was so scared, like I was like, what just happened? And by the time Brie came and she told me like, it's nothing too deep, it's just like, you know, I just sprained my ankle. Yeah, I calmed down.
Aline gives Gray a chance. Gray flies into the seats. Machado outside, Ryan Lewis gets it to
go! We're gonna go up to each other right after the game and laugh about it, talk about it, rant about it, everything above.
Welcome into this presentation of MIVA Volleyball on ESPN. It's a Valentine's Day special. Number 14, Lewis, and number 9, Ball State meet for the second straight day. Lewis looking to get back into the win column after dropping 2 straight to McKintrey and Ball State.
We are a team that is learning a lot about ourselves as we go. And one of the things is when we get in control of a match, we're a scary team to play. But just like we can't catch a break with the injuries right now.
There are going to be some broken hearts amongst Ball State fans. They're down 2 starters today. Vanis Buckholz, the middle blocker, is out for this series with just some routine back tightness. But Tinashe Ndavazocheva was injured yesterday in the 3rd set on a block where he kind of had an awkward fall. So he is in street clothes as well today.
You know, for someone that jumps as high as he does, those nagging type of sprains can really cause some serious setback.
And for Ball State, just consistency. They found it throughout the course of yesterday's match, but looking for that again today.
Yeah, and with 2 starters out, you're going to need it. You're going to need these guys who have been here and done it for a while to really take control of this game and lead this squad early.
It's good competition out there. It's like they came out ready and they came out like trying to maximize where they left it yesterday.
Rocky again rejects it with authority. Hard hit on the touch from Gabriel Hoying. Machado for Rogers. Swings it out, then Lewis clinches a set 3 win. The Flyers up 2-1 in Muncie. Stop this one for the middle. Team leader Max Rocky trying to finish it, but it's the front line. Peter Vamocho sends Lewis home with a dub. A 5-set thriller.
There's a lot that we haven't showed yet. And so far right now, we are just proving to people that our team is good.
Winning is not going to be easy for us. We have to earn everything we're going out there for. If you're going to lose, you better learn something. And maybe this regular season, we thought we would be off to a better start than 3-2, but we're not just rolling over and losing. Like we're being challenged. We're fighting back a little bit. We're just not getting the result we're looking for. So, you know, we just got to get right back on, and it's got to be one game at a time. And if we have a little bit more short-term vision, I think in the long run, it's going to play in our favor.
This is a 5-set match if it needs to go there.
You know they're good. You know they're going to make plays. Keep fighting, keep fighting. Both you on 2-on-2.